Hey everyone, this is Deepak Patel. Hope you're doing well. And in this blog video, I want to talk about an important topic when it comes to getting more clients. So if you're a financial advisor or insurance agent, you're going to like the topic of today's blog content because it's very, very unusual. And I call this power of word science. And as an investment and insurance advisor, you're trying to always get in front of people and generate more appointments and then obviously convert from the appointment into client. And this is going to be a very, very important video to watch. And I have this book that I'm holding, and I just wanted to give you some perspective on why I have this book in my hand, because it's very, very relevant to the topic. And if you go into the psychology of marketing, and I've done several videos like this on that topic, the more deeper you get into client acquisitions, you realize that there is actually word science around this particular topic. And there are these two books that I actually found and I'm reading. So this book I almost finished, which is called Talk, and this is another book called Workstorming. And both this book really talk about something called conversational science on how humans interact, and they have done a lot of research. You know, this book, Elizabeth, who wrote the book, she has done a lot of research and theses and stuff like that, and I've gone through some of that. And again, I'm not saying that you need to get this book and read or anything like that. I mean, they're kind of boring. You probably won't like it. But I just wanted to show you why I'm talking about this topic today, because you might be thinking, well, tell me something about marketing, right? And that's kind of what you probably want to hear. But this is marketing, and this is an extremely important point. So again, these are the books. And so let's get started with this topic. So, power of words. Now, you know, every day when we work hard to get in front of people, we are reaching out to them and all that, then, you know, you are going to find this being in use. Like, you are using this every single day when it comes to, you know, speaking with people and all that. And again, in today's world, there are two things we all do, and we need to really master these two things, because the world has changed and we can't just rely on everything else that happened. And the two things are pretty simple. Talk and type. You know, I had a marketing coach, and he always said that we make a lot of money just by talking and typing. And he is right. In my business, so for example, this video, it's all about me talking, right? That's here. And then when I send emails, when I send messages, that's typing. So mastering these two things is really key in mastering the new way of getting clients with social media technology, which we refer to as a new age client acquisition in the program that I have for financial and investment advisor. So words are going to be in play when you're talking to people or you are typing to people. Now, I say talk and type, but this is what going to be the first one. So this is where everything starts, which is typing. And then you are going to lead into talk. And in both cases, you're going to use words. And let's talk about what is word science. What the hell that means when I talk about word science. So very, very important point, because the book that I mentioned and some real life tests that I've done, where we've sent thousands of messages for retirement planning and insurance as a part of our program, we have found that there are certain language pattern, which is the sequencing of word, if you will. Language patterns, okay? It's essentially, you know, how we write words and how we order words. It really impacts the outcome. So for example, if you're on LinkedIn, and if you've tried LinkedIn strategy, if you're reaching out to people and sending a message on LinkedIn, you're going to be sending a bunch of words. And how you order the words makes a huge difference in you getting the response. And I see this all the time because I support people in my program, and I actually look at their messages that they're getting from people on LinkedIn or Facebook. And you're seeing how an advisor is used to using certain types of words because they speak like that, or because they've been trained, or whatever the case is, and they have to fundamentally change how they use words. And they don't really get that in the beginning, but this is important. And I'll just give a simple example. This is just the word hello, and this came from the book that I referred to, versus hi, versus hey, which are very common words, right? So most people are used to using these two words, but it has been scientifically proven by looking at a lot of different conversations people had in person, in emails, in call centers and all that, that hello, the use of word hello as a greeting gets better response. That's kind of what they have seen. So, we use hello in our program because of the scientific proof there is by these scholars on conversational science. So that's one. But then when it comes to time and planning, especially when it comes to objection handling, this is very, very important. So we find that there's the entire process, and in my program I have something called, let me just write down, this is my proprietary method, by the way, which I call okay, so this is conversation stream is the name that I gave to this method, and this method is me helping advisor use words properly in the right sequence and get more people to respond to them and get more people to meet with them. It's not a simplest process, honestly, but at the same time, it's not very complex. So, for example, in my case, and you may have seen some of this from me already if you are connected with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. So I have used certain types of message and certain types of response handling, that we call it. Because when you send a message to somebody, you're going to get a response. Typically, the response is an objection. And then we have to send a message, and then they're going to reply back, and so on and so forth. And eventually, pretty quickly, this leads into a phone meeting or disqualification. The person is not interested. So we have a scientific process created here in the program to help people do that. And the use of word matters a lot. So that is really the typing aspect of it, right? So the type of word you use, and words does play a big role. Like you get an opportunity to show compassion, empathy towards a person. You can ask thought-provoking questions. You can create pain for people by asking some questions. And questioning people, like asking questions, is an art. Again, it's an art with word science. And if you ask questions, the number one way to get somebody to focus is by asking questions. You can try this on your wife, on your kids, on your clients. And asking good questions can lead to a lot of things. And we cover that in the conversation stream. We have a sales script that I'll talk about in the talk, where we again use word. So using words is very, very powerful. So if you are sitting today and say, hey, you know what, I'm not able to generate meetings, I can guarantee that you have the word problem. Your profile probably is wrong. There are wrong words. Your title, first of all, is going to be wrong. I know that for sure. And then what you're telling people when you start reaching out to them is wrong. So you're using wrong words. You're saying the wrong things. You're saying things at the wrong time. The timing is very, very important as well. So there's a lot of stuff, and I can't go through everything in this video, but I did wanted to highlight the importance of words. And I know most advisors don't even know there is something called word science and conversational, field of study, if you will. And again, while you don't have to really become a scientist in this space, but it is important for you to be aware of it and learn enough. And that's what we do in our program for people who we work with, because this is the difference between you getting clients with social media or not. Because on social media, you're not in front of people physically. You're just talking to people. Essentially, it's always going to be a chat that you send people, right? When I connect with, financial advisors, the very first interaction I have is with me typing bunch of words that now that we have cracked, because, we are scientific, we know those words have produced results. So we just send them a bunch of words and it leads to a meeting. And when you see that, it becomes like superpower, right? So understanding this can really change the game. So social media is not about content posting, not about doing some fancy videos, and not about just posting stuff that your company gives you. No. That's not what this is about. It's fundamentally you being able to interact with the person on the other side by using word signs. So anyway, that's the first part. The second one is talk, right? Because again, the key part of social media, and this is another myth most people have, is that they think that social media is an end all be all. But think of this like, there's this little bridge, and so you only want to do enough of social media with somebody, and then you want to get them out of social media platform into a phone call, right? So let's say if you're using LinkedIn or Facebook, we don't want to sit on this platform all day long and keep chatting with people. Our goal of using the platform is because we want to get a phone call. As an advisor, you need to talk to people. Most people do have to meet people, which is fine. But having a call with people is typically what we recommend as a first step. But you need to generate phone calls. So social media's job in our marketing, and the reason we use it is because it's a great place to find people, have a bit of a chat with them, and get them out of social media so they can talk to you on the phone. That's what I do in my business. I typically do about 100 plus meetings a month talking to financial advisors, and I may have spoken with you already on the call. So generating calls, an appointment, is the name of the game. So you have to cross this little bridge of social media as soon as you can. You don't want to spend too much time on social media, waste it. And once you do that, you get into the talk side of the process, which again comes down to the same thing. I have a lot of advisors who say, what do I tell them on the phone? They don't know, they freeze, because especially if you're going to cold prospect, which is one of the key things that we help them focus, and they're just kind of frozen talking to cold people. And again, talk with the right use of words, and words around people's situations, people's problem, and asking human questions about what bothers you about retirement. Have you thought about kids' education planning, because you are a new parent? Hey, have you thought about the changing landscape of education and what the impact of that is on your kids' college? I think this is the way human interaction can happen, and that will allow more people to get more interested versus you going and saying, well, here is a retirement plan or here is an education plan. Advisors generally are pretty bad, and a lot of people just lead with products, or sometimes they just lead with like a holistic financial plan, which is again a bad idea. You need to figure out a way to lead with simple things that is happening in people's life that is troublesome, right? And then finding that out and putting it into the right words, that will allow you to create more people who are interested in talking to you. Because if people can see you as a human being, they will speak. If they see you as a salesperson trying to sell a bunch of product, then they're not going to speak with you. They are going to run away from you. And that is one of the reasons why you're not getting client. So again, I want to just end this video, but I just want to summarize that if you are not having success in getting meetings and clients with social media, chances are you haven't really thought about word signs. You haven't looked into what could be the issue. And that is what you probably want to go back and see today. And again, if you need any help with this stuff, then hey, you're more than welcome to work with me and my team. Just reach back out to me, send me an email, go to advisorlearn.com, which is my site. There's a short training video. You should watch that. It's a great video. More than 5,000 people have watched the video. Go there, watch the video. And if you like what you see, and if you need any help from me to implement all this thing and go in the market pretty much on day one, we can show how to do some of this stuff very quickly. And then obviously there is a whole process. We have lifetime access to a program, because you need hand holding in the beginning to learn some of this stuff, right? It's not too complex, but it's not overly simple that I can just give you on this video. So again, if you need help, reach back out. If not, that's totally cool. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please comment. I do read all the comments. And if you need more stuff like this, then tell me what should I create content on, and then I'll be more than happy to create more videos like this. Also, please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next blog video like this one. Thank you.